What's up, everybody? Jason from Jason's Exotic Reptiles, and today we are going to talk about how to sex baby boa constrictors. So this is the question I've been getting for probably over a year now, and there's a lot of videos out there, so I've been a little hesitant to do it, but I think it's time because I continue to get these questions, and it's a really simple, easy method. There's all kinds of ways to sex baby snakes. This is going to apply just to baby boa constrictors. There may be some other snakes out there you can apply this to, but I'm not positive on it. We're not going to pop them. We're not going to stick the probes in them. What we are going to do is palpate them. So palpating is a very quick and easy method on sexing boa constrictors, specifically babies. This can be used on adults, but as they grow, they get a little bit more thickness and fat around their tail, and that makes it a little harder to feel what you're feeling. So if you're going to try this method, I always recommend starting with a male, something that you know is a male, and that should help you get your bearings on what you're feeling for and what's not there. When you first start off, you may need to do this 10 times to really figure out what you're doing. Before I forget, please like, subscribe, and hit that little bell notification so as my videos come up, you see them. And again, I really appreciate everybody following and subscribing, and the channel's really growing. It's awesome to see. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying it, and I love the comments I'm getting back. So we're going to get right into it. This first boa I have here is a male, and I recommend starting with a male because you're going to be able to feel what I'm talking about a little bit easier. Another side note, sorry to keep digressing, but I am working on a better camera setup, some microphones and stuff like that, so you guys can hear me a little better. I've gotten a couple comments that it's time to step up the setup, so I'm going to work on it. So right here, I have a motley boa, little baby, maybe 18 inches. And what we're going to do is, at the tail base, you need to find the cloaca, which is this guy right here. And I like to use my index finger, and I put my thumb on the back of the tail, just like this, and then I use my index finger to just gently, starting at the cloaca, move down it, and right there, I felt two little BBs. So on a male, it's maybe 10 to 15 scales or so you'll feel it. Some boa localities, like a long-tail boa, the Peruvians, they are actually a little further down sometimes. So especially on adults too, if you're sexing an older snake, make sure you go all the way down the tail because those bumps might be further down than you think they are. And I've seen that quite a few times at reptile shows where I was looking at a snake and I said, wow, that really looks like a female. It was marked as a male. Or it really looks like a male and it was marked as a female, and I sexed it and actually wasn't what it is. So you got to be careful. A lot of times it's important to know how to do this. A lot of the times, specifically when you're buying at reptile shows, the vendors are not really paying attention to what they're doing, or they may have just got the snake in like an hour before the show or 10 minutes before you walked up during the show, and they're reselling it at their table. I walk up, I say this is a male, they put it in their display as a male, you buy it as a male, but you end up with the female, or the other way around. So it's important to learn how to sex snakes and do it safely and properly so you don't hurt the snake. So a big key to this is you don't want to apply a lot of pressure, but you do need to apply some so that you feel what's happening in there. The tail is very sensitive. This is a tiny little bone in here towards the end, so you just need to gently press. Let's see, get it focused, and then slide down right on the opposite side. And right there, bump, bump. I don't know if the camera is going to pick that up. I'll do it a couple more times. Bump, bump, which I can feel. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but that is a male. A male will have bumps and a female will not. So that's why I recommend starting with the male if you don't know what you're doing, because it can be difficult to feel what you're feeling for. So if you know it's a male, then you will eventually find those bumps, and once you feel it, you'll know exactly what it is, and it's kind of a game changer for you. So I can sex 20 boa constrictors in maybe a minute or less. So again, let's try this here. Bump, bump, right there. You'll feel two little BBs. Bump, bump. So that is a male boa constrictor. Again, I don't know if you guys can see this on camera. If not, you're going to just have to try it out. And it is easier doing this on baby snakes, as I mentioned. So let's pull out a female. It's a female hypo. And these are not the tubs that they're in. These are just to show you guys what's going on. So I know someone's going to already, in the comment section, writing that comment right now. So here's the female. Get her to just settle out a little bit. And find the cloaca here. And then again. So I have no bumps. Man, look at those hairy fingers I got, huh? Those things are crazy. So no bumps at all. And that is how you tell the difference. If I probe these, the male would go down about 10 to 12 probes, and the female, or 10 to 12 scales. You can see on their belly they have these, well, maybe you can. This is one of the reasons I'm working on a better camera here. All right, maybe you can't. So there's little scales, but if you count the scales, it'll go down about 10 scales, 12 scales, and a female will go in about 3 to 5. And that is what I'm feeling for. That is what the probe would go in. So on a female, you can't feel anything. On a male, you're feeling the ends of the hemipenes, which is their kind of reproduction of organ. They have 2 of them, which is why you're going to feel the bump in there. The first one is, I don't know why you feel one after the other. Sometimes you kind of feel them both at the same time, but one always does seem to be a little bit longer than the other. And we're going to do the male one more time just so maybe you can pick it up on camera. Here's the cloaca. Right there, I felt one. I missed one. So that's why I say it's important to do this a couple times. 1, 2. And as I mentioned, so as I'm sliding down, they'll be at different lengths, mainly because you're pulling them. They do have some muscle control over it, so they try to contract them up a little bit. But that's sexing baby boa constrictors. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully it helped you something, taught you something, and we'll keep the videos coming. Thank you again for everybody subscribing. I really appreciate that. Leave me some comments. I am working on better camera setup. I think I said that 3 or 4 times in this video, but I promise I will be getting something soon for you guys to improve the quality of the videos and the sound of the videos. Thank you again for watching. I appreciate it all.